Hello guys, you are welcome to our today's tutorial. This is Mr. MJ, and if you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out anything. And please, if you are a returning subscriber, we really thank you so much for supporting our channel. Make sure you continue sharing so that this video can reach a lot of people. Okay, so today we have a graphical question under statistics. If you haven't watched how we solved the standard deviation for the 2024 internal, I'll leave a link in the description. Please go ahead and watch the easy way to calculate the standard deviation. So today we want to draw the cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so here's a question, question 8. The table shows the time in minutes taken by 80 learners to complete a task in a science experiment. So we are not interested with on the standard deviation. What we're interested in is the B part of this question, which says answer this part of the question on a sheet of graph paper. Okay, so you have to make sure that the B part of this question is answered on a graph paper. Okay, so they are saying using the table above, copy and complete the cumulative frequency table below. So this is a cumulative frequency table that we need to complete. One thing that you need to remember under statistics is that we have two types of graphs. Okay, we have a cumulative frequency curve and we have a relative cumulative curve. In this case, we are going to look at how to complete a cumulative frequency table because we are drawing a cumulative frequency curve. So the way we complete our cumulative frequency curve, our table, is we are using the table above, of course, to complete these three slots that are here. Okay, so now when you look at the first number here on the table above, under frequency there's a 5. Here we have a 5. But look at the first number on the table here. We have a what? A 0. Okay? One would ask, but why? It means the first number which was here, it's a 0. Okay? Instead of a 5. So now, how do you complete the cumulative frequency table? Is the first number is always added to 0. So 0 plus 0, this is a 0 you are getting in the first slot here. Then this number is added to the next number in the frequency table there. So the next number is a 5. When you say 0 plus 5, we are getting what? We are getting a 5. This is a 5 in the next slot here. This 5 has to be added to the next number in the table above, which is a 15. So 5 plus 15, we have a 20 here. This is the 20 you are seeing here. So this is how you are completing this table. The 20 will be added to the next number, which is a 25. So 25 plus 20, we have what? Good, 45, which is here on this slot. So now we can complete this, the rest. So 45 will be added to 20, okay, where we'll get a 65 as our next number. 65 has to be added to 10. When we add 65 plus 10, we have a 75. So in this slot here, we have 75. Then 75 will be added to the last number, which is a 5, where we'll get 8. Okay, so this is how we are going to be completing your cumulative frequency table. Make sure when you see the first number here and the first number here, if they are different, just know that it means it was starting from 0. So they added 0 plus 0, you are getting that number, which is a 0 there. Then 0 plus the next number, just like that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to redraw this table on the graph paper. Okay, please don't forget to redraw this on the graph paper. Very important. So let me bring out my graph paper here. So you are just going to be using, you are going to be redrawing your table on the top right hand corner. You redraw your table. Okay, so you indicate the question number, like in this case it was question 8B Roman numeral 1. You redraw that table on the graph paper. Okay, and put those answers you got after completing, because this is carrying 1 mark. If you forget to redraw this table on the graph paper, it means you are not going to get your 1 mark, because you are completing the one that they've said copy and complete the frequency, the cumulative frequency table. Okay, next we look at what we have here. Okay, the next question is saying using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 2 units on the x-axis for 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 12, and 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on the y-axis for 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 80. Okay, so we have ranges on each axis. So in the x-axis we are using 2 centimeters. So in that bigger box we are going to be representing 2 units, and then we are going from 0 to 12. Then in the y-axis we are using 2 centimeter, a bigger box, to represent 10 units, and we have to go up to 80. Okay, so now let us align our scale on the graph paper. So in the y-axis, okay, and then we have the x-axis. So in these units, okay, so we have 2 centimeter to represent 2 units, and we're going up to 12. So in this bigger box right here, we're going to represent 2, of course. Okay, so in that bigger box we're saying that is 0, then this is 2, then 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. We are moving in 2s. So every after a 2 centimeter step, we add a 2. Okay. Then in the y-axis, we are saying we are supposed to use 10 units in a 2 centimeter box. So in that bigger box, we're going to be using 10, and the range is telling us that we should go up to 80. So 10, 20, 30, 40, we're going up to 80. Okay, so after aligning our scale, now we can begin to plot our values. Okay, so the first value is a 0, 0 here, in this first table here. In this first slot, we have a 0, 0. So 0, 0 is just the origin. So I'm going to be putting my points in red. Okay, so when you see red, this is my point here. So this is a 0, 0. Then 2, 5. So 2 in the x-axis, then 5. So how do you get to find a 5? So here you're going to say the units you are representing in the y-axis, which is 10 divided by 10, because we have got 10 lines in this 2 centimeter box to get a smaller unit. So 10 divided by 10, you're going to have 1. Okay, so it means when you make a step in the y-axis, you call that one as 1. So from 2, we want to find a 5. So say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this dark line, dark green line, that is where the 5 is in the y-axis. So 2, 5 will just be here. Okay, then 4, 20. So 4 in the x-axis, 20, it's direct, so it will be here. So that's where your point is. Then we have 6, 45. So 6, 45. When we go on 40, then we count 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where the 45 is. Then 8, 65. The same 8. Then we go to 60. Then we count 5 lines. That is where the 65 is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is where the 65 is. Then 10, 75. So 10, we go to, again, we count 5. Okay, so you can as well be following along by pausing the video, and then you try to plot, then you check how it will come out. So the last one is 12, 80. So 12, 80, the last one is there. Okay, so draw this curve with a free hand and do not overwrite. Okay, make sure your pencil is sharp. Okay, your line should come out, your curve should come out like this. Very neat. Okay, so we have plotted our points on the Cartesian plane. Now we can complete our question. So just plotting these and drawing the curve, there we are getting 3 marks. So you've seen the 1 mark we got from the completing the table plus the 3 marks for plotting and aligning the scale, we are getting 4 marks so far. And we're going for the last 2 marks. Okay. So the last question is saying, showing your method clearly, use your graph to estimate the semi-interquartile range. Okay. So we have interquartile range, and then semi is just half of the interquartile range. So interquartile range, we say Q3 minus Q1. This is the interquartile range. So semi means half of this is what we call as the semi. So it's almost the same step that we're going to take. So you indicate your question number. All these questions are going on the graph paper, remember. So semi-interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Half of the interquartile range, okay, will give us the semi. So semi IQR. IQR means interquartile range. So first we are going to calculate the Q1, which is the lower quartile, and then we're also going to find the upper quartile, which is the Q3. Then later on, the answers we're going to get, to subtract them, then divide by 2 to get our answer. So the lower quartile, which is the Q1, is 1/4 of the information. Okay, so 1/4 is 1/4 times the data set. So where do you get the data set? The data set is always the last number in your Y values. In this case, these are our Y values, the second row. Okay, where there is frequency, those are our Y values. Okay, so the last value in this table is our data set. So say 1/4 times 8. Okay, so from here we can divide the 4 into 8. So the final answer there will have a 20. Now this is not the answer for our lower quartile. Okay, so we are going to go on the graph. We'll use the same 20 to find the solution. So we'll draw a dotted line. Okay, the 20 is on the y-axis, so we'll draw a dotted line from 20 to the curve. Okay, so I'm using this orange line here, the dotted line. Use a ruler, and then when you reach the curve, don't exceed the curve. Again, you drop down. When you reach the curve, you drop down. So your line should look like this. Okay, from 20 dotted line to the curve, then you drop down. Okay, so for me, the answer I found now here, down here, is a 4. So a 4 is now my final answer for my lower quartile, which is the Q1. Okay, then let us find Q3. So Q3 means the upper quartile. So upper quartile represents 3/4 of your information. Okay, so 3/4 of your information means 3/4. Okay, again times the data set. So the data set still remains the same, which is 8. Okay, so times 8. When you multiply 3 times 8, you're going to have, okay, 240. Then divided by 4, you have your final answer as 60. Again, do the same. Go on 60 on the Y values. Draw a dotted line to the curve. So I'm still using the orange line. Then when you reach the curve, you drop down. Okay, so your line should look like this. So dotted line from 60 to the curve. Once you reach the curve, you drop down. So our answer is down here. Again, here now you need to know your smaller unit. Just like I told you, you are dividing the unit you are representing by the number of lines in that given box. So in the x-axis, we are using a 2 centimeter unit, a 2 unit in a 2 centimeter box. So this 2 unit is in a 2 centimeter box where there are 10 lines. So it will be 2 divided by 10. Okay, so 2 divided by 10, the answer is what? 0.2. Meaning a smaller unit in the x-axis represents 0.2. So I want to know what this value is here. So I'm going to say From 6, this is 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, 6.8, then 7, 7.2, 7.4. So this unit I want is a 7.4. So my Q3 is 7.4. Now I have the Q3 and the Q1. I'm going to subtract them. So 7.4 minus 4 divided by 2. So 7.4 minus 4, you are going to have your answer as what? 3.4. When you divide 3.4 by 2, you get your final answer of your semi-interquartile range as 1.7. Okay, so all these, they're supposed to be shown on a graph paper so that you don't lose your marks. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. It has been MJ with you. Please like the video, share, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, and make sure you share the video so that others can also benefit. See you in the next video.